Could you only hear out of one ear yesterday? Oh, wait, no, there it is.
Wow.
I hate you. I absolutely hate you. The mics won't be too close together. So, Zach, why don't you say something?
Something.
And you don't yell into the microphone. Hot damn.
I'm not yelling. So, like, this is how I normally talk.
Oh, great Caesar's ghost. I'm going to need you to go to the other side of the room.
Or you're going to need me to use my inside voice and talk very quietly. But we're talking about Jack Black, so I'm going to get excited.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Perfection is for idiots. I kind of like that as the intro. If there's any objections, let me know. But perfection is for idiots. All right. And then I will bring up whatever I texted to you, gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Intro with Star Wars action figures drumming.
Listen, this is just to jog memory.
Oh.
That's for me.
You got a lot to say, Ghost.
You can't do that. I'm going to circumcise you.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to circumcise you.
But I'm going to sneeze and take the whole thing off.
Like people say that? If you meditate hard enough?
I don't have notes, so I'll be flying from the seat
That's
of my
fine.
pants.
So you guys have to
gosh,
remind
that's
me
a lot of
at
rats.
the end of the episode, we're going to stop the
Talking normal
recording,
volume like this.
and then we have to do another just short recording that I'm going to put at the beginning of each episode, where we're like
need to call Roy?
chanting the wheel spin.
Get our sound
and so
guy?
when they watch it on YouTube, they'll watch the wheel spin, but we'll be like talking. We'll be like, spin the wheel, spin, something. Yeah, something like that.
School of Rock, School of Rock, School of Rock.
That's what Kelly was all about when I told her we were doing Jack.
Dang, you got cut out of the other 4 episodes.
So that one actually makes me nervous on which one that's going to be pitted up against.
I'd have a hard time if that one comes up against the
That's
That's
awesome.
my nightmare scenario.
You're like,
Actually
"I
paid
got
someone to
it."
do that.
that.
Just
Are we ready?
Are you ready to rumble?
Right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the My Life, Your Life Together podcast. Zach Jenkins. Yes. It's nice to have you back.
Welcome back.
So you were our first video podcast. We haven't done a video podcast since then. So how does that make you feel?
Proud, really.
Yeah?
A little scared.
Yeah.
We're also
Special.
Special.
I'm just gonna stick my lips all over them.
Guys,
Listen, Pops.
you should have
How'd
seen by
Pastor
now on
Stacy do
social
today?
media
Good. That's good.
that today's episode of a spectacular series, the Jack Black
Oh, really?
Showdown series.
Do you think he was like just more
Um,
serious?
I have affectionately named us three the My Life, Your Life Together movie squad. Movie squad.
My bad.
Baller. So we compiled every
sounded-
Jack Black major credit minus sequels, and you'll see what I mean shortly.
What song was that?
Minus
Oh, that's a
sequels.
good question. That's a good question.
Into a spinny wheel of destiny.
Oh.
And then
There was one point where I feel
two-
like Ariana went in too
Two
early.
features Jack Black has had in pretty dope TV shows for a total of 32.
Right.
No, different
the
movies.
Jack Black
yeah.
factor.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a
Nope.
20-part series
Black
on
factor.
cocaine.
Needs-
We go through every.
Before
There's
we
like
get
a
into
Twitter.
it, I do
There's
want to
like
say
a Twitter
one thing.
page that
I
like
forgot
goes
to
through
even
every
tell Zach
single
this.
scene of Breaking Bad.
We had an anonymous donor again. To
yeah,
buy me a
it's
coffee.
wild.
Yeah, I don't know who
Like
it
there's
was.
over
They
like
didn't sign their name.
30,000 scenes like a season.
So whoever it was, thank you.
dedication.
It's support like that makes it possible for us to do a lot of the things that are coming in the pipeline, such as remote interviews, which you'll see the first one next week. So yeah,
A lot of cool promote interviews coming.
Podcast.
Yes. So thank you. We really.
Furious
That being
voice.
said, we need to get down to the business. Down to business.
That is not a Jack Black movie. We are here for Jack Black.
Each movie.
He's a wizard.
Yes. But didn't you want
And Brian.
You wanted to.
Yeah, I thought before we could even begin talking about the movie, since
Witchcraft.
our inaugural Jack Black episode, you could each discuss.
Oh yeah.
I was having a hard time figuring out exactly
Always.
my first piece of Jack Black.
Yeah, it was released on February 24th, 2023.
But I do think I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exact one, but I think back in my middle school days, on the
Jeez.
internet, the Tenacious D.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was released on the Wikipedia page. It was released alongside
Using the sound of
Jesus Revolution.
Yes.
And
Prime.
is that a real movie?
Jedi,
Oh, did it?
Master Jedi.
Oh.
Then
It
we
also was
got
released like
Legolas,
around Ant-Man and the Wasp.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
As a
Quantum 8. Oh yeah, no, it is Quantum 8. Yeah, yeah.
and then Kyle Gass.
That's like pre-COVID.
And then we've got Loki.
I cancel those last two things.
Oh, that'd be way different.
That would just be not fair.
MCU universe.
Yeah, he really is a fantastic musician.
And
They
then,
both are.
last but not least,
We're going down the line. I'm
well, it
almost
is a
certain.
Predator.
Oh boy. Wow.
Black was probably not like.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but it is the Predator.
I don't know. I was fairly young when that came out. Still,
Dread-headed, infrared,
I don't know. I mean, I
vision,
I can
Arnold.
look it up. I mean, we can't IMDb it.
Spider,
Yeah.
Arnold.
Wait, Lexi,
So I think I think I was like a
Yeah,
young
that's like
teen.
Is it safe to assume that all these people are as stacked as they could be with their weapons?
Which came first?
Okay, like Batman has all of his utility belt, and he's not just like naked, right?
Maybe School of Rock was mine. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I think School of Rock.
Oh wow.
Broken back Bruce Wayne, you know, it's like prime Batman.
Oh, it was 2003. Me too, but
I was
Oh.
like that was also
I
close
would
to the
say
time
that's
that I was
not
kind of
part-
starting
Also-
to get into music.
Also, he's in Ragnarok.
So I loved that movie. Like I'd never seen Jack Black.
Oh,
in
based off the
anything,
picture.
And just
I would say part of his character.
you know, like his goofy style and everything,
Legolas obviously has
and kind of over the top antics. I loved it. And then a few years later, Nacho Libre came out.
Wait, I like to. So apparently,
Yeah.
in the 2023 MTV Movie Awards, Cocaine Bear was nominated for
pretty
Best
strong.
Villain. And who? Guess who the villain
Someone that
was?
grew up on the border.
Yeah.
In
I didn't think he was the villain.
that movie was so
She?
popular.
It's a she. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's a she.
It was hilarious.
I
And
don't-
so,
I thought it.
also after school.
I don't know
Yeah, the
enough
Joker
about the Iron
definitely
Spider
could be a
suit.
villain.
And so it was very cool.
Yeah,
that
right?
All of a sudden, I became
his
like
own
a Jack Black.
strengths and abilities from the superpowers, and then you put him into Tony Stark's spider suit that has like kill mode,
Attachments,
engaged,
yeah.
You know, like it's got all this other,
Different
like,
web types.
freaking,
Yeah.
like, drone strike type thing.
Yeah. Explosive webs.
use that suit all the time?
Right. Like he's in his 50s and still pulls like dumb pranks and stuff.
See, so
I don't know. I haven't seen.
what else you got? Did you have something else? Or are you gonna sprinkle things in? All right, all right.
And then he's more when he did, you know, help defeat Thanos.
Spoilers.
If you haven't watched those movies by now, that's on.
And then I think the last thing I need to clarify is Jack Sparrow does
11
Maybe
seems
we'll
low.
collab with him sometime.
Yeah.
immoral.
Yeah, I totally believe it, but it just seems low.
Small part.
Oh, that's a Brad Pitt movie. Mr. Black.
Does Jack Sparrow even have any powers?
Oh, it's me.
Is he
Joe
just a
Black.
drunk
Yeah.
pirate?
Everybody be quiet.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
All right, guys. What movies are we comparing? What did the wheel tell us?
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Juan.
Which means his land legs are a little like, what is going on?
Steady ground.
Right.
I can't talk. Gulliver's Travels.
No, we won't. Gulliver's Travels. Yes.
Which
So,
Oh, I didn't say the rest of that.
Yes,
when
he
we
did.
spun that, I had not
Yep.
seen
Haley, did you say that? Yes or no?
I had never seen either one
Yes.
of those movies either.
I'm required by
Or
law
is it
that he
why
said
is
yes.
Yeah.
If y'all not seen Kung Fu Panda,
That's
I
think it's more
so
that
Kung
just
Fu
a
Panda
statement.
has many sequels.
Now,
Like I
does-
said, we're
does
not going to
everyone
include sequels. It
have
seems
any
redundant. Yeah.
Um,
I have,
So
I definitely have
only Kung Fu Panda
actually, I have
1, the OG is on the
question
wheel.
that
2,
will
3,
little kid?
and any of them come after that are not.
yeah.
yes, he's the main character of all of them.
Luke Skywalker. Are we talking?
Ho.
I thought it was hilarious when he was up in the
Hoda
tree.
Panda.
He's like, bears can't climb trees.
Like write down his.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
I didn't write down names.
I
for
have
anybody.
like written down.
You're like, that was fun.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't.
pretty much what I did. I was like, oh, that part I thought.
oh boy.
Sorry, I can tell you.
Yeah, David was smart.
So
I
I
was
had heard that Kung Fu Panda was
I mean,
good,
they're like the same.
and I had
yeah.
heard that Gulliver's Travels was terrible.
Yeah.
And
There's no one on this
you know,
list.
watching it back, first impression of Gulliver's Travels. What a stupid name.
Except his
Was it a
name.
book first, or was it like
That's
that
funny.
1939 movie?
Put that one out.
I think it was a. I'm,
Everybody have their two picks.
hold on, we'll find out. I'm pretty positive it was a book first.
Yeah,
and
Okay.
I was
there were
happy he
Several
lived.
renditions of the movie.
Yeah, I thought that would
All
have
right,
been.
well, whoever came up with the name, just like, why?
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
Share our picks.
'Cause-
Who knows? Maybe he,
And the full name, isn't it Lemuel Gulliver?
Yeah. Lemuel is easier to say than Gulliver. Gulliver's Travels.
We'll all share our picks and then debate, and you immediately start.
Yeah, I thought it was
2010.
share the pick then debate.
Like everyone takes a turn.
Yes. And
He
I'm
was-
glad we didn't have
he
to
wasn't
pay
great.
Well,
$14
but
to
here's
watch
the
it.
thing.
but he also left his kid.
He likes living
So I
on
guess
the edge.
we'll move on to our base impressions, and then we'll get down to scoring.
Because what if we have
And then when we do our base impressions, we can do like things we
picks,
like
like
about,
so that we can
about
We
it.
all choose Loki and Deadpool.
right? If we're all like
Wait, who?
yeah, these two.
Oh, definitely the park
It was a
ranger. She was the worst.
novel from
She was the worst.
1726.
Holy moly!
Oh wow.
So Brian says.
Jonathan Swift.
In November.
Oh yeah, that was messed up.
Me? Okay.
Nah, it's-
It's still a tough debate for me, but I will agree with you on the Deadpool. Deadpool
That's-
is one of my picks.
What an awesome thing to have! Like the day before we record this, Jeopardy. That's awesome.
be a man that doesn't have any bones.
Who wants to give me an overview of Gulliver's Travels? Or do you want me to do it?
Wait, what are
Okay.
I don't know enough about the spells.
Yeah. So Jack Black plays Lemuel. Gull-
Like he could do all this
Hold
stuff. Harry
on.
Potter.
Was he a loser, or was he
She
just
shot a
somebody
kid
who
more.
was vibing through life?
She shot a kid point blank.
Yeah, but that's because of horror.
Yeah, but that's plot armor.
That's it. Pretty much.
That's cool.
She
The guy without a nose winning.
she also closes her eyes.
really?
I'm pretty sure in a couple of those.
Really? Like in a
He
book.
plays the,
When she
the
fell off the
Titulatura
ambulance and,
character,
crushed her
Lemuel
face
Gulliver.
onto the pavement. I can't say I was
And
sad.
who's giving the overview? Do I need help? I do need help. So
Can Voldemort? Does he have like a
Some-
sealing spell? Can he just like seal someone into like an
I believe it's
eternity
a
prison?
magazine. Been there for 10 years.
I have no
He's kind of
idea.
portrayed as this adult child, not really down on his luck, but like Nick said, not living up to his true
Park rangers
potential.
are subject to the provisions of the Security Guard
He's
Act of
in love
1993,
with an
so they're
editor,
unarmed. But that's from 1990.
a piece about an island there, and you know he gets into a store
just
and
trying to do
goes
his
through this
job.
whole wormhole,
Do you have an opinion?
whirlpool kind of thing. Ends up with a bunch of tiny people around. Yes, but he's still his normal size, so he kind of becomes like
But
a
if he
god
can just
to
be
them.
sealed, then he's not really
can
like
do
a threat.
anything.
Is, I guess my thought process.
And
But he
then
knew the drug dealer.
conflict in the city between him and the kingdom's general at the time.
I
They're wanted in
There's a
certain
war
state.
going on between other tiny humans, and you know, through that all, Jack Black's character, or Gulliver,
Ranger was a good
I'm gonna call him
'Cause I feel
Lemuel.
like there's some people who just like
Lemuel.
Lemuel
Destroy Deadpool. I shouldn't say destroy,
kind of,
but like
falls out of grace.
Kill him.
because he admits that he lied.
Okay, sorry.
to the kingdom about his stature and
I'm probably gonna go
America.
Voldemort and
he
Luke
said he was the
Skywalker.
president.
Like,
he
I
said
thought
he,
that the park ranger
he took
did
credit for
what happened.
Sweet Child of Mine, Titanic, Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah. She shot
Which is
someone in the
honestly like,
head.
would any of us do anything different?
She was also interfering with the
come on, that's
guy's
sick.
nature.
Yeah,
observation.
so what does Jack Sparrow even do?
Happenstance, Darcy ends up having to do the travel
did.
piece with him because she found out that he plagiarized.
Who does
and
Jack
now
Sparrow win
She can't
against?
trust him. She goes through the same whirlpool
Captain
wormhole
Barbossa.
thing.
Well, I meant in the list.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well, actually, he didn't have service. He just got Bruce like on the way to the island, maybe. And,
Okay, everybody calm down.
who knows?
Did you
Like
guys
Then
Predator's
Darcy shows up.
cool. He just seems like more of like
I
a
did not
confrontation
know
between
violent
him
Batman,
and
I
the
guess.
contentious general.
because he just
that
got all of his
Yeah, I can see that
tools.
now.
into it earlier.
100%.
and
Well, like not vigilante. He's like
General builds a giant
total
robot.
killing machine.
He's got thermal vision.
Right, which is
And he's got
cool.
laser guns.
Yeah.
True.
And I mean,
Skipped
he's
over
also
that.
strong enough to like rip.
This isn't a great.
Well, I feel like the problem is like
falls out of grace with
it just seems like
him, and he gets
the
sucked
battle
in.
just seems
He
of
goes
like
through
who
the
can
fog and
last the
goes to
longest,
another island that-
or like it's
yeah,
like
with like a bigger girl, and then
like
he was a tiny
a
human,
battle of wills
He's a
because
tiny
Deadpool obviously if he can't die,
and a dead Air
who's gonna
Force
sit
pilot.
there long enough to fight him?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no parents around. It's just her.
Yeah, that part was kind of weird.
It was very weird.
I'd like to
Put it in a bucket. Really good in this
And
movie.
eventually
Yeah.
beats the giant robot.
Yeah, and he falls back.
Maybe they
into
spent
King's
so
good
much money on the
graces. They help
CGI. That
build
was like the
ship.
entire budget.
Lemuel and Darcy
we'll
go
do
back
this.
home and, enter a romantic relationship because he's been in love with her for
As
5
one
years.
does when you get sucked through wormholes to.
Of course.
If I made the film before I
And,
died.
Yeah, they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Writing magazine
Voldemort's
travel articles.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He had a pretty illustrious acting career.
Nothing wrong with being
Do they
If I was like
Elf makes
just
it
starting
better.
out, I'm like, oh, I got came here and then I died. Like, yeah, that,
Do
that
they-
kinda sucked.
do they have their plot armor?
And synopsis of Kung Fu
Like, I
Panda.
was your champions, and
Who wants that one?
actually kind of.
Assuming
whoever you choose, they are fighting to the death for you, and whoever's coming after you is fighting to the death.
I'm just saying I wouldn't trust him at all. He's just another guy who's not really.
If you choose them, they have to defend it.
if you die, they die. So it's
They're
like you know,
loyal to you.
I don't know.
We're gonna cover that later too.
So, you guys chose Voldemort and Loki. You chose
Deadpool.
Because on that note, Loki, right? Typically,
Yeah.
you would be
The
like,
Furious
nah, I
Five.
can't have him on my
I
side.
think it's Furious 5, something like that.
No, this like he's reformed Loki on your side.
Find his way to the
Who did you choose?
Big celebration where
Wait, I also feel like the good death was
Picking the chosen
one of
one.
the first ones. where
Okay,
the-
so
the
we're all in the
smuggler on
bottom
plane
corner
knocked himself
squares.
out.
Yeah.
And just
Falls
different.
to his death.
determine who the
Yeah.
dragon
So-
Come on, Brian.
He just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voldemort, right?
is
If
prophesied warrior,
Legolas,
and he's going up
Batman,
just to like
Jack Sparrow,
try to get in and watch.
Sell noodles because his dad wants him to as
boom,
well.
they're all gone.
His dad
They're all
runs
just
a
dead.
noodle shop. So
I've
by
got
some
protection
random
spell,
happenstance,
Batarang, you know,
he ends up
arrow.
like getting blown
Look,
up.
this
by
is the only part
fireworks.
we're gonna
He's
Straps
jumping
himself
out
to
of the
fireworks.
sky.
tries to get a better
Boom,
view.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
So he straps fireworks to his
Hit him with that elder wand.
falls out of the sky.
They're done.
not even the
He's
bear.
just a very powerful wizard.
I know.
You could make the argument if Batman
Dragon Warrior.
or Batmobile or something.
Just drive right into him.
How many times did
Oh, because they were on the Americans.
That
together.
resonates with me.
That's a fire show.
So then obviously he starts,
No, I mean it's
training, and
Then
also
you'd love it.
at
They're
the same
Soviet
time,
spies.
the big bad villain who was
But
you're also
former,
fighting
like,
time,
you know,
other
kind of
wizards
teacher's
that
pet pupil,
Happy 4th of July.
the prodigy, who had turned evil and been imprisoned because he turned evil and was like taking over the world.
Played by the guy.
I don't have anything to back this up, but I
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh yeah, Ian McShane.
Yeah.
I love Ian
That's awesome.
McShane.
I didn't know that.
He was in a
that's
gang,
I know
though.
that
Who the
voice
voice
from
was.
somewhere.
My favorite
I think
thing
it's- I
is
think it
that you
has to
said he
be-
plays the dad in Hot Rod and not like he was in Deadwood.
Yeah.
He was in. This was after the
Dang,
John
all
Wick
right.
movie.
Yeah. Listen, Hot Rod is another fantastic movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was tough.
But so that guy that is
He was a sniper.
out of prison and coming for his
You don't think?
revenge, and, like nobody can stop him. He's
No, so it's
this
not-
wild kung fu
take your hand
prodigy,
off.
so they're relying on like the Dragon Warrior
It's not
to
gonna take your whole arm
defeat
Just
a lot of misconception.
his name.
your head.
The Big Bad.
It began with a T. I'm almost certain.
Very different than decapitated.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Your head bone's connected to your
Everybody.
That's
We all just witnessed sexual harassment.
Yes.
Yes.
Angelina Jolie was Tigress.
Yeah.
And also you have to think
Wow.
like
Dang.
it's not just
I'm a kung fu panda.
the killing curse because in the series, right, the killing curse can't be blocked.
I also
Yeah.
I think the park inspector.
It hits you like you can't defend it.
Is this slow?
So
He didn't seem like he was doing anything like
the movie's
overtly.
about his
Plot armor.
journey
No,
as the Dragon Warrior and
There's a lot
him
more to-
really
but
Yeah.
nobody thinking
Yeah, but I
he's
feel
the
like-
actual Dragon Warrior because he
like,
just mistakenly dropped in to this situation and got dubbed.
Yeah, but
him
he didn't. He did.
Training and
He did
failing
cocaine and then knocked himself out. So
The lightsaber.
Right.
Turns
And
off.
People like being like,
Does it
no,
go-
you can't do it. And
Does it
but
go
you're
through
like
objects?
Furious
intentionally
Five, the, like,
setting yourself
all
up
the
for,
trained
to not get
masters
lucky.
Yeah, which is
going up against the bad guy, and all of them getting like defeated to where Poe is the only hope left, and
I feel like
him finding
has
like his
faster
true
reaction time than
identity.
And then have your
Voldemort, but I could be
corpse
wrong.
like,
To
be used as
unlock.
a lead.
Yeah.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, right.
So, that would be.
I'm trying to find a
both on
fun
my
fact here. And
Don't have to worry about that.
But Luke isn't.
Kind
Uh
of.
oh.
Oh, okay.
Luke.
You know what I think's wild though is
Pause for dogs.
like the ending where the mom
pause
and
for
just the four
dogs.
kids are like
Can't
walking
edit this
past
out.
like the woman whose face just got like burned off the pavement.
Likes his swords and he's.
We tried that in the Christmas episode.
They're like, man, that was wild. All right, let's walk home.
It wasn't bad.
Although no, he was still regenerated.
I was like, where does he regenerate from?
Was that the part you were?
like a steel box.
Was that the
Like,
part? You
dig him
were-
underground 20 feet. Just like, all right.
He's gonna regen in the box.
I feel like I read that once when I was a teenager and forgot immediately.
Ew.
It flows better. No, what I realized is
He's on my team.
That's funny.
the guy who plays Zhang, who's in it for a short time, and then Mr. Ping.
My only
So
argument.
Dan
against
Fogler
Luke
plays Zhang, and
actually Force of
James Hong plays
Villains,
Mr. Ping,
Yeah.
and they're
'cause
the
you were
two
knocked out
actors
for
in Balls of Fury.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dan Fogler plays like the ping pong guy, and Mr.
Yeah.
Ping plays the blind grandfather, the girl that like he falls in love with.
The guy that's cursed to always push the rock up the hill. that
Oh,
will go back on him.
Sisyphus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah. A lot of
Sisyphus.
So do we want to get down to some fun facts about the movies, like
Can
our
we
impressions
can we
of them
decide
all?
where they're fighting? Are they fighting like in a city or like
Let's
in a
start
gladiator
with
pit?
Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah. That was a brutal.
So I wrote a few things down.
Like a
Yeah.
the Colosseum? But like, because I feel like Loki's illusion spells would be way better if it was like
But then like he
behind
also
cover.
made a back-
Like, if you just see him-
Okay, maybe I'm like,
Right,
okay,
right.
Spoken
Yeah.
against it, like,
Yeah.
a horrible movie.
And then
but I'm like,
Batman can set traps. I don't know, because like also
Yeah,
what if
that's
like
tough.
they're fighting in a crowd and the good people don't want to kill all the
reason
citizens or
that I have seen the original. Well, not the original.
money.
Why you picked
39, but like
he doesn't care.
1996 Gulliver's Travel movie
That's funny.
was more popular. So So I think that
Yeah,
that kind
we all
of
know what it is.
tainted
I don't know. I always liked
my ability to enjoy this movie because I was watching it and I was like, this is not good.
So wait, yeah.
It seemed like they took it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I was looking at it and I was like, if this was like
whoa.
if this
Are
movie
there
was
still all
not
the,
trying
all
to
the like children?
Final Destination.
That's it. Yeah,
I think I would have loved this movie and thought it was funny and hilarious. But because I know the original story, I was like, you're
What?
taking a
I'm sorry.
story
What
and,
did you
like,
say?
almost
Are there
dumbing
still all
it
the,
down.
like,
And taking a story and just throwing Jack Black's antics into
That's what I'm saying. Like,
story. Which
Could they get in
isn't
the way?
necessarily a bad thing, but I see why people did it.
did you choose 2 evil characters?
Especially if you really view
Yeah, I get it.
So you would have the advantage if there's a crowd.
I want no morality in protecting.
Okay.
They will do whatever it takes.
Me above all else.
That's so funny.
Which is a more Jack Black-esque.
So, but we can all kind of
That's a
agree.
good point.
I thought that
Like,
he was
even
like,
with
the impression that I got based off of these
so Batman is just
that it was
even
more
with how smart he is, how tough he is,
himself
with all his
Definitely.
in this movie,
Yeah.
because it wasn't geared to as young of an audience.
Wait, but like,
I feel like he only wins if someone comes after him rather than he goes after someone.
There's him peeing.
so like,
I was like, it is
Incapac-
kinda dumb,
inca-
but
I was trying to think of decapitate them.
That was the thing I put down. It was really funny.
we all woke up this morning and chose to have a stroke.
Yeah. When just the interview when it's like, I forget what Jack Black said or Lemuel said, whatever. It's like
He's
he
already
was born in
established.
1990, and TJ Miller's like, yeah, well, people born
Just
in
keep adding
every
words
year.
to the title.
So he's like, good, you're hired. And TJ Miller's like, I was hired yesterday. Appealing as a children's movie.
Yes, we're fighting in circles.
Yeah.
Sarkovia?
I actually, the more that we're talking about it in that
Cocaine
light, and I
cinematic
think
universe.
what you said about looking at it as a movie for Jack Black, like what his role in it, that actually makes me enjoy it more. Because I think I came at it originally
Yeah,
from
Brian took a look.
I'm looking at it from the story
Yeah.
of Gulliver's Travels. And that made me like, what, why, it's just like, but looking at it, right.
But like I said,
But
you can
looking
do
at it from a, this is a Jack Black
I'm a
movie.
little
Strong.
uncomfortable right now.
mirror image spells. So nobody
I don't
There-
think so.
Even with that other perspective, I did.
Can he,
enjoy
like,
a lot of
duplicate
parts of it.
himself?
Now that we're talking about, it,
That's
I'm
strong.
enjoying more stuff
Oh, that's
as
what's
I'm
called?
looking
Okay.
through the movie
That's pretty
because
strong.
Those duplicates, are they just a visual?
obviously,
Right. So
You got
they're
any
not gonna, like,
questions?
physically, you can't make 100 of himself, and now you're fighting 100.
But even if like,
but then you have a one and a
Listen, we gotta get
Especially
to the
with-
grading to
No,
define
I
to
was-
decide
You know, I'm
which
happy
is
the
better.
Bears
especially against like the curse kill spell.
That's why we. So
Like,
that's
he
why
ain't
the
aiming at
grading is gonna
anybody.
be
I don't think does
structured,
Voldemort
not
even
just
have
pure
AOE
aim.
spells, or is it all just like
all that.
singular
I liked it.
attacks?
See, my third note when he's going through the storm on the boat, he said he
all I
put
got.
So
on,
he'd be fine against mine, but
so
trying to hit
he put on all the
100 people.
floaties.
Area,
This
area
was
of
so
effect.
funny because us, like me,
Oh, area
I
of
would cut
effect.
out
Yeah.
some of the
Jamie.
gazebos.
Gamers.
Jordan,
Okay.
Jovo, and a couple other friends were out on a boat like a few summers ago, and we
That's-
had a tube to be pulled behind the boat.
That's funny.
And I guess it wasn't graded to be pulled behind
Yeah.
the boat, and so it immediately popped.
Would that be a good episode? Yes. All right, let's just finish this one with the Pokemon.
What?
Yeah, it immediately popped. And so we're out on this boat. We were looking forward to tubing. We're like, what do we do? So we
The
took
movie's only like
every
an hour and a
life
half.
vest,
Like, it's not.
and
It's not exactly.
I'm gonna ask Joe if I can include the picture.
Let's go.
During the video.
Yeah.
He might not want it for valid reasons. We put every life vest we could have, and then
Yeah,
Joe
like,
jumped
showed,
off
like,
the
them
boat and
opening
just
up the
held
door
onto
and
a
seeing,
rope
like,
with all
I like
the
both.
life
happened.
preservers on, and
We'll have to do
Okay,
a
sorry.
Pokemon.
yeah, he was just a
I didn't
human
know everybody
tube.
was on board. with
And
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a human tube.
Although I really
Awful.
That would've been a great
Awful
post
credits.
credits.
He almost drowned.
700.
So
With
that,
all
like,
the life preservers.
Nothing
Yeah.
I'll destroy.
Well, because
Careful, kids. Life preservers.
They added gods.
1,000. Yeah. God tier Pokemon.
yeah, we booked it, and then it almost like went
Anyways,
to his bottom half, so his
So,
top half was
I
underwater.
do think
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
and so it was just like,
the only thing I have going
yeah, it wasn't great, but it was hilarious. So as soon as I saw him put all them on, I
like
just
what
saw
I
like
said. He didn't
Joe
die.
in the movie of Gulliver's Travels.
Same
I'm like,
thing.
yeah,
with
Joe did not die. He's
He's been on the
with
podcast. He's
Jack
live.
Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's
which leads me to
just
my
a pirate, but
fourth
he's
question I
got
put here. And this is a serious question.
Always,
You see Jack Black's butt crack in the movie.
It absolutely is.
Was it Jack
afford
Black's or
cocaine,
his body double? Is he too famous for that?
Okay, I've seen videos in the like
That's
TikTok,
funny.
Vine, YouTube era of Jack Black running around
Oh yeah, do I get
in the buff. I'm
What the?
What you're saying is, what you're saying is you can identify Jack Black by his butt crack.
no.
I think that's what he said.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
every
that's
Spider-Man.
I definitely could not, but to put it out there, he is comfortable with his body.
That's very true.
And
Wait, so they actually?
Yes.
Do they still snort stuff? No, I can't imagine.
Out of the four that we all chose,
actually.
do we have like someone who we
And
think
arguably
would be
you
the
show butt
strongest or
crack
the
because
weakest?
You already have too much dough.
I think honestly, I'm a little conflicted.
But I think they actually
But
smoke.
that was like an
in
instant,
movies.
genuine question that popped into my head when I
Oh,
saw
they
the
don't?
butt crack.
I think
Okay, I feel like Deadpool wouldn't be able to move
Oh.
he's not
I
above
think
that.
we did too
Jack
until I
Black.
started talking about it. I was like, man.
because you
I was
can't
gonna
move.
say-
You just
I would argue that was the killing curse. I would argue that the force.
yep, none of those thoughts popped into my mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not black.
could you like bring it right back
From
to Voldemort?
from backstage.com. Today actors usually
To put that
use
uh,
pop movie
to mention,
cigarettes.
I'm pretty sure that's actually also in the
I mean, it looks real though. So kudos
is
to that.
being to put out the fire.
That's sick.
Can you cut out the part about affording cocaine?
No. I mean,
No.
that's why I was asking about canon versus legend.
But think about it: if you were a giant human and
For
these
your
tiny
executive
people's
producer?
houses are on fire, and you
I
can't
I don't know who Abeloth is.
I think Velocipass. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's fair.
Oh, in episode.
I was like, yeah, Emperor Palpatine.
I was thinking like
He's gonna go to the ocean like.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
like the
We may have to.
This is getting really nerdy.
Because again, my brain.
I know a little bit.
Wait, people should also be able to submit some.
I think I only know because of the video games mostly.
Guys, in this scene, Jack Black is gonna pee on you,
A
Battlefront
giant
and
one
it's
and
gonna
two.
be
We should
hilarious.
review the ones
Billy Connolly's
So,
The ones
yeah,
with Nick
they
Cage.
had Force Lightning.
I tried to do a
Yeah,
Scottish
yeah.
accent, but I can't, so never mind. Or Irish.
It was good.
it just looks so bad. That's what I was thinking of because it was like
That wasn't close. All right, you guys are laughing. You try it. Irish accent with yes.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. If you're gonna laugh that hard, do it.
Does
No,
does
because I
Luke
know
have
I can't.
like
do it.
I don't want to say like
Yeah.
a time limit. Like, does he just get more and more exhausted the more and more force he uses? How does that work?
That was Scottish. That was Sean Connery.
Yeah, Alabama, get out of here. No, just joking.
Was
Yeah, and then the statue.
You didn't know. No,
The ice statue. Of
The
him
ice statue
peeing
doesn't
at
count.
Billy
Walking.
Craig.
At the feast
0% on
afterwards.
Rotten Tomato.
That was pretty quick. I like to think they had
Right.
a statue of somebody peeing already on him.
That's
Did
true.
you?
That's true. Let's put that in.
Wait, you were?
How do you get full?
And he picks up that.
If you don't-
that
if you don't
them
know, you
big
don't know.
punch bowl, and he picks it up and he's like, and I'm like, that would have been like, it's not even a shot. Yeah, it's like a couple drops.
Yeah, does he get like exhausted? Because like I feel like that's
Wait,
like
so
the main
your brother took
argument
girl on a
for
date to see you
Deadpool
left
is that he's like the only one that
Yes.
wouldn't get
Yeah, he-
exhausted eventually.
That's true. He would never get tired.
The general
That's
who doesn't
disgusting.
like Lemuel, brings down the city's defenses.
Yeah.
And so the enemy city can attack.
Then he's gonna have to take time.
And so
Right.
then he challenges
why-
Lemuel to walk out and
But, like,
basically
we were
fend
in our
off
20s.
this attacking city. And so he like wades out into the water, shirtless.
Would the killing curse kill
That doesn't make any
Big
sense. Why would
Jack
you?
Attacking
really-
from the sea.
Yeah, they're attacking the
Did they
city. I
ever-
guess that's important.
In the Deadpool
Like
series, did they ever like
1700s
talk about
kinda
magic?
like
Cannons
pirate
and
ship
yeah.
style.
And so he goes out there.
You gotta keep.
And they open
gotta
fire.
keep-
Obviously, it doesn't hurt him because he's so huge. And I'm pretty sure that's the point where he like says,
That's true.
I'm invincible.
Yeah,
And
as
then, like, there's words you think of force.
the fourth dimension breaking. Yeah,
That would be a series, a
Fourth
Nick
wall
Cage
break.
series.
yeah. I don't know.
Bangers in there.
That's like
The movie.
16.
I am invincible.
how do you
Nick Cage has some, you know,
He's
And
okay.
that's the thing
Well,
too is like
no,
National
we're not
Treasure.
because that's a
like the
that's
first
a
one?
great reference, and it's not my fault. You guys don't.
Oh yeah.
know.
And then let's go.
He only uses like normal weapons, right? He doesn't use anything crazy.
Unbearable weight of.
So I feel like he
Talon
just
or
doesn't
something.
beat a lightsaber hand-to-hand
But
combat.
that's also kind of very Jack Black. He makes fun of his own weight.
The
all
unbearable
time
weight
in,
of
like,
massive
every
talent.
movie.
Cause I'm sexy and chubby, man.
Right. So while Luke's
and
trying
you
to
have
stop him up,
See me after
I got
class.
Voldemort, like, you know.
School of Rock.
Voldemort uses the Imperius curse on Luke and
Yeah, the
starts
music
The
and
music
score.
was great. Yeah.
boom. Now
And
always
that's
made that
to
a
be
great
expected
and
with
Deadpool
Jack Black.
and Voldemort.
You know.
Do the
You were talking
Jedi's
about mind control with
Evangelical
Loki.
Christian magazine Christianity criticized the film saying,
do the
Left
Jedi's
Behind
not
is not
have
a
some
Christian
weird
movie.
like?
whatever Christian movie could even possibly mean.
Hitch.
Or
I went-
if you picked Luke, I mean, Jedi mind trick, you also have mind
For the
control.
peasant.
I'm
and
surprised.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I
work
was gonna say, that
eventually.
really works on that.
He seems like a person that would.
You want to fight for me?
Well, not Batman, because Batman's not weak.
I
to mind,
did.
but it would
I
work
actually
on
really
probably
did
Spider-Man,
love
Legolas.
the scene where
I was like, do the Jedi's not have like
peasant
some
guy
weird
is there
anti-mind
trying to
controlled?
talk to the princess on the
meditation
balcony,
thing?
and Jack Black's hiding behind the building and like giving him the lyrics of
Did she pee?
a Prince
that-
song.
Guard their mind.
Would that be enough protection against
And it was-
Voldemort
it was
Loki? Do you
working.
think?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch out.
Right.
Because when mixing universes,
So maybe if
theirs
he's
is
not
all
distracted.
force-based.
Yeah, I called her Jane right,
Right.
now.
Same as
And
I
you
don't
can tell
know
I was
if
taking
Luke
notes as I
could
watched.
use the force to deflect
Maybe.
Hmm.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Darcy. You can tell I was writing notes
Also,
while I watch
still
the
have
movie because
not
I literally
talked
said
about
when
Put your
Gulliver
sweat and blood into
fights
this.
the robot again at the end. It's after he realizes Darcy's on the island and he sees her imprisoned and
I don't know.
chained and
Like,
stuff.
has
And so he frees all the little people,
Deadpool ever
miniature people.
Not sponsored.
has
Miniature
Deadpool ever survived a
miniature
nuclear bomb?
people goes off
Like, does
to
that even
him
work?
fighting the mech robot.
If
And
he
I
get-
typed,
if he gets,
why
like-
wouldn't Gulliver free
But if you
Darcy
drop
to
a
make it
nuke,
2
that's gonna kill
verse
us
1
too.
against the
Right.
mech?
Well, that's the
And
Predator's
then
like.
'cause
He
it
basically
shows Darcy
self-detonates
fucks
himself.
himself. Oh, he did.
Finally.
Why isn't she helping him?
Because it's his fight. He's
doesn't
got to
matter.
prove himself.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the
but
Predator
it
has like
also
a bomb
came out like
in
that
his
dude
wrist.
was
Yeah.
cheating too, because he like electrified.
So
Oh.
Predator, right?
Although
But
was it
Jason
cheating?
Segel's
The nuke
character
on
went
his
and
wrist.
helped him.
But
It's like a mini.
I mean, the only problem is it takes a while to activate. I'm pretty sure he has put like a passcode and he's
Yeah.
Hold on, hold on.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Pause for a second while I look at my new
They were the end of the budget.
yeah. Hold on, guys. I gotta activate my weapon.
They're actually
So I
I
think,
did
I think
still
we've really
like,
narrowed it down to there are
going
four
back to
Yeah,
the
everyone-
Dodgers
that are
fight
viable.
against
Everyone
all
else
the
gets
stars.
destroyed.
Everyone else.
All the,
Yeah.
all the cannonballs hit him
So
and then
it's
bounce off and
Voldemort,
hit like half the
Luke,
boats. And then he's like,
Loki,
oh wait,
and Deadpool.
I'm big. And
Hmm.
he just grabs all of them by their anchor lines and just drags all the boats out. I love that where he's just like,
Yeah.
oh.
I liked when
Well,
he first went out there. He was like,
Mm.
Can they, like, how do their powers match up? I really don't want to use them effectively.
I mean, you're against a lot of long range.
That's true.
Most everyone here has long
He's
range.
just sitting there like
Besides
splashing.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
like I used to do in the pool when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, all right, sell it, make it look good.
Okay.
Can Luke force throw Captain Jack Sparrow
That would be pretty sick.
at Loki?
I mean,
While
do we want to
Legolas
mention
fires
the
his
island
arrows
with
at the
the
perfect speed
giant
behind Jack Sparrow's
child
flying
girl? That was a
by?
really
What do we
weird,
mention about that?
disjointed
I mean, if you guys have
part.
something to talk about, that was just weird. And it,
Body of Jack Sparrow, and then
I mean, if I remember correctly, in the original, he goes to 2 different
But
islands.
see,
and one's
in that matchup,
miniature
I just
people where
see
he's a
Hawkeye
giant, and then he
versus
goes to another
you know,
island
it's the
where
same thing.
he's a miniature people among.
It'd also be the like.
what a dumb thing for you to
Oh my
say.
gosh! Oh my
But there
gosh!
was more to it than
Dumb
just.
thing for you to say.
It'd also be like the entire Marvel
Yeah,
cast
where he
versus
gets
Loki.
Captain
But
inside
I
his
feel like-
flight suit now is
So some
kinda
of these people don't work together.
interesting
well
but weird and
on a
creepy
team.
at the same time.
I thought he was gonna take the helmet.
Predator
Honestly,
never works.
I was hoping. was
like he
gonna
took the
take it.
parachute, and I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna take the helmet. Get
And they're all
some
like
into the
super
big
like.
fight.
I feel like they're a lot of them are just like stealthy
So
attackers
do we want to rate
rather
like,
than
out
like
of
face to
5
face,
or
hand to hand
Out of 10.
combat.
down the line? Zach, enjoyment.
So you'd have to,
rating,
like,
1 to 10.
find them.
1 being the least, 10 being the most.
And
I
I've
would
got
say.
Voldemort, who
I would
just-
say a 6. Like there were parts that I enjoyed, but overall it was kind of a wonky.
Mm.
Not my favorite.
He'd put up
Yeah.
those magic balls like, you know, the
I'm-
magic
I mean, we can do
shields like they
decimals
did
here, by the
around,
way. You want to stick?
6.34. I'm just
No.
kidding. No, stick with 6.
Six?
Who in there is getting through those? Loki. 'Cause I don't have Loki.
I would give it a 5, probably a 5.
So,
a
how-
5.3. If I'm being honest.
So how about we talk about win
Give it a 5.3
conditions?
because
How do you know
I
if
did
you win or
enjoy
lose?
it.
Because if we have someone who's immortal,
I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'll just leave it.
Oh,
at
no.
that.
I did too.
I was like, what does that have to do with it?
well, because Legolas,
Legolas's arrows, you know.
The gunshot.
Batman throws his.
Next
you
up
know,
is the enjoyment
batarang.
factor.
He's
Not
just
enjoyment.
gonna-
Rewatchability.
what if they get cold?
Give it a 1. Probably won't watch it again. Maybe. But probably not.
So it's up to you. Oh, okay.
I would
Whether
use
you live or
Loki
die.
to hide me the best.
A lot of things.
That's actually a valid point. He could just use illusion magic to hide you, and then who's gonna attack you?
So I'll give it like a.
That's a valid point.
So
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
the win
give it-
condition
I was
is
gonna
if
give it
you die
like a
somehow
flat
while the
three.
other two people trying to defend you
because-
is.
I don't know. I
Distracted.
just feel like a child to watch Jack Black, and this is a.
Are you
easy
in the
to start
arena?
out with
Are you
because it
just
is,
like
for the most part child
placing your
appropriate.
bets?
Quotability.
Sorry, Flying City.
Well, how many quotes can we take
That's
from
what I
this
meant.
movie and use in our daily lives?
So, the way I think about it,
My two defenders have a lot of work to do.
Right. Well, I feel like that changes my picks.
like when I watch Nacho Libre, when I watch School of Rock, when I watch Jumanji
Hmm.
with Jack Black, like all of those movies, instantly there are quotes,
Only if one of them can give you theirs.
and it is in your
David.
This one.
Loki has his
I
bag.
gotta give
or
it
not
another
Loki.
one. Like even as I was watching the
Bag of
movie
tricks.
and thinking about quotes,
Deadpool
like
has his
nothing
bag of
stuck to
guns.
where right now
A couple of his guns.
all I can think of is boosh.
You're
Boosh
gonna
was a
shoot
good one.
Captain Jack
Are
Are you gonna
the
Sparrow.
stick with
only
one
quote.
though?
I'm gonna stick with one. It's not very.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
already
think I'm
quoting
still
something
going with
that's
Luke and
happened, but he's
Voldemort.
saying it to the island people that don't know it. So in terms of original quotability, I would also give it a 1. Okay. Wow, look at we got a unanimous decision. And
First unanimous.
I'm gonna try to have these written up in cool looking
Honestly, I
scorecards that
might
I'll put on the video. As
Were
well.
you Voldemort and Loki?
Where are they gonna
Um,
be? Are they gonna be up here? Are they gonna be down
Oh, okay.
here?
It's gonna be
And
the
I might switch to
the full screen.
Voldemort and Loki.
Oh, it's gonna like cut out our faces.
Yeah, because the more we've talked about it, Loki is a really solid
I would
pick.
look like. Do I have armpit sweat right now?
Especially if it's, you know.
Sweet.
But also,
Guys,
Loki's not just magic.
The sand,
right? He was raised as an Asgardian.
crew necks,
He can
don't
also
show armpit
fight.
sweat.
Mm.
Like,
They look
And
fire.
If I've ever
and
seen
fun
them fight
fact,
in the Marvel
I
movies.
figured out a new way for.
I usually
for
just see them get
shipping
beat
and
up.
printing
But I
stuff.
guess I haven't watched enough
Take
Marvel
them down a little
movies.
bit. Check out the Etsy store.
but when you think of like
Factual-
him get
factual
beat up
statement.
by
If you
Hulk,
want-
yeah.
you know,
Yes,
And he can
that's
walk
a
it
whole
off.
different level than
Personalized.
anyone's.
That's true.
player.
my natural musk.
Yeah, if Hulk was an
storyline.
option, I would choose the Raid.
This is a tough one for this.
I feel like
one's-
I
It's
feel like
not an
a
original
lightsaber
story.
just destroys
Right.
Hulk though.
And
I could be wrong.
do you
No,
grade
no, he
it
could take a
on
lightsaber.
The overall storyline,
That's
which,
pretty
like we just
crazy.
said, is not an original story, or do you grade it on what they did with the way that they modified the storyline,
You have to do it that one.
the modifications?
His
All
skin
his
is.
skin, his bones, muscle, everything. That's why.
Yeah, I'd say
there's
standalone.
What if you like? Jedi
Even
mind
if you know
trick?
the
Calm
story.
down.
And the storyline has changed. Like we're not comparing it to the original storyline. The
So you-
storyline that is in this movie.
So you switch to
like it? How much do you
Voldemort and
like it?
Loki.
So I would say I actually do
Lock it in.
like the storyline. I do like the concept of this, traveling and getting sucked into, this
I feel like Deadpool's the
wormhole,
best
whatever,
defensive because he
warp
just
to
doesn't die.
Different lands with different. It's a cool concept, and I like I said, I think
Trump.
the one thing that kind of got me was the differences between the original and the Jack Black
Wow.
remake.
Biased.
So I actually do like the storyline and think even if I'd only
I
seen
mean,
the
I'm
Jack
fair.
Black
'Cause
one, I
I'm
would
fair
like
because Voldemort and Loki then have the most votes.
more. So I would say I'd give it a 7 for a storyline. I think it's an interesting concept.
Zach is not a fan of Death.
You guys only did decimals on your first ones.
If you have an attacker, you
But still,
wanna
that's
guide
one more than you. I did like the storyline as well. Like that was one of the I don't want to say redeeming qualities because again I don't think it was a bad movie. So I would give the storyline
Toss his head off
like,
the ship
it
or
had-
whatever.
Kissed
I mean,
their
it was-
chalice, and then
you could predict that there was going to be a peak, then he was going to get caught, and there was going to be a trow, and then
so
it was
like
going to
disarm and then-
culminate at the climax, and it was all going to be great. So
That's also basic
Yeah.
storytelling.
so, but I think it was done well though. So I was also going to give it a 7.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, if anybody comments or sends us messages saying that like Captain Jack Sparrow
Would-
Yeah.
Would beat Voldemort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Built a theater, and he had these little guys
Acting
reenact
out.
Star Wars, hold up little fake Darth Vader masks,
Fans.
and then the big reveal that Darth Vader is Luke's father. You saw it coming. I thought that was
What was the
Yeah,
what was the
I like
fan in the
not
European
to cut you
country?
off, but I'm going to.
Netherlands?
I like the Titanic one. Where,
What?
Wait a minute. You died
scared
as a-
him. You
Yeah,
scared-
but they resuscitated me. I
They
did
know where I
die,
live.
But they brought me back to life.
They got my
And
IP
the
address.
fact that he passed those stories off not as like, oh, these are fun stories for my
They'll be
land.
back.
Like, no, this was my
This
life.
was me.
Yeah,
in all of it.
I was Jack from Titanic. I was Luke from Star
He's like
Wars.
playing music on his phone for the festival. I thought it was fun.
This was a good one. I like it.
I like episodes like this.
Beautiful. All right.
This next question, I think, is super important.
Continue to like,
Go ahead.
follow,